Pulled my
Okay.
hair. Yeah, my hair is getting so long and I pull it. That hurt.
Welcome back, BVB Army. Welcome back to our channel, BVB Army Hearts Hearts. I'm Ruth.
I'm Nicole.
Happy December, guys! You can officially play Christmas music. Dun 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 dun.
Is there any Christmas music you actually like?
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Dun 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 dun
And I
dun.
like that a cappella group Pentatonics Christmas album a lot. So,
Oh, you like Pentatonics?
yeah, I do like their Christmas album a lot. So I do admit them. They're a pretty good group for
I
sure.
haven't heard their Christmas album. I've only
Good.
heard
I
like
like
their cover songs.
Pentatonics. I do like Pentatonics. So
I think realistically, the only holiday song I like is the one by I think it's actually sung by Faith Hill, but it was written by Taylor Momsen from The Grinch, Where Are You Christmas? I've always
oh,
loved
okay.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, happy holidays, BB Army. We're officially in December and we're filming this the day after Thanksgiving. Hi.
Did you get a food baby the yesterday or the other day? Or
Desserts, baby, for sure. Oh my God, the pie was so fucking good.
the what was so good?
The pie, the cheesecake, everything was delicious.
That's right. I forget because your family loves cheesecake and I love cheese. I should have been at your family's for Thanksgiving.
No, it was a really wonderful time. Mariah and I went to my parents' place, my aunt and uncles, I should say, and then we went to his parents' place, and I saw all of his siblings and their wives. I'm like, this is a lot of people.
You guys had to do a lot of families in one, huh?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
overall, it was good. We're doing good and stuff, so good holidays.
Good, good. I hope everyone overate and got food babies.
Me too. But we are officially back here. But I just have to say, there is so much that came up today that I need to get talked through before we get into the main episode of this point.
Oh.
For one, we know that the new episode of We Don't Care About Blackfoot Brides episode 3 just got released and stuff. So need to watch that because I haven't watched it yet. Two, did you see Blackfoot Brides Black Friday sales?
I did not see those at all. Look, Blackfoot Bride, your advertisement is not working because it didn't even come up on my side.
I am tempted to buy some stuff. I'm not gonna lie, because like everything's like not. I think mostly everything's like 50 or 40% off. So I'm like,
On their website, like their official merchandise site. I might have to
well,
see what's on
I
there.
see like a Hallelujah shirt that I'm like, and then I see,
Wait, did they bring them back?
yeah, they did.
Why are you telling me this?
I thought you knew.
I know now, and I might spend, spend, spend.
Happy holiday shopping, BVB Army. For those of us who got some goodies, I hopefully you
For
guys got some
real.
goodies.
I pray we get some holiday BVB merch drop, but that won't happen.
We'll see. Anyway, guys, we're here to talk about Andy's new book, Bleeders.
Aren't you lucky you're a bleeder?
Bleeder. Every time I hear that, aren't you lucky you're a pug?
Aren't you lucky you're a wrinkle? I sing that all the time randomly. All the time.
I'm super excited to go over this book that Andy wrote. This is his second book that he's partnered up with Rare Bird Literature Books and stuff. So I'm super excited to talk about it, especially get your point of view because I already know the Sweeney Todd story as it is. So I'm excited to hear your point of view.
For all fans listening, spoiler alerts if you have not read this book yet. We're gonna go over the whole thing.
Where should we start? I mean, this is a story about Sweeney Todd, and I will say I was kind of like, okay, when the book came out, I'm like, okay, it's Bleeders coming back from their single, from their EP. The cover matches the poster for anyone who got the poster from
Bleeders
the
tour.
Bleeders tour and stuff. So I'm just like curious. And then for those people who love Broadway shows and theaters, like Hello Me, we typically know the Sweeney Todd story, the plot, and everything. So I was very curious of how Andy was going to take a take on this book and the character of Sweeney Todd.
One thing I would like to mention already with the book is for anyone that doesn't know, Blackfoot Brides released Hello, a song called Bleeders. The chapters are the name of lyrics from the Bleeder
I
song.
saw that and I was just like, yes.
I just thought the first part, I was like, okay, maybe that's just, And when you keep reading, I was like, oh my gosh, this is epic.
Chapter 1, a fire is set.
Hmm.
Chapter 2, do what you need to stay alive. Chapter 3, Aren't you lucky? Chapter 4, Save a Life. And for fun, Chapter 6, Swing It to the Skies.
I just thought that was so clever of Andy, and how did we like not expect that to be a thing?
Well, I kind of saw it in the first chapter that I won't lie. I kind of like looked on the head of the other chapters like, I
You
see what
skimmed? Oh
I
my God.
Hmm.
Look at you.
So,
I can't do that with books because knowing me, like a big word is gonna stick out and it's gonna be like the thing I'm supposed to figure out in the middle of the book.
no, I skimmed and I'm like, I see you, Andy. I see what you did.
Just like with you, I was curious because it is about Sweeney Todd, and you think, is Andy gonna write it like 100% to a T, or hello, it's all coming from the mind of Andy. It's the
Mhm.
same, but different.
It is, I would exactly agree. I forgot. Have you seen this Tim Burton directed movie of Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp?
Yes,
Okay, I couldn't remember if you have or not. Okay.
I have,
So
yes.
there were a couple changes compared to the Broadway show slash movie, obviously that they Tim Burton directed and stuff and everything.
Hmm.
I will admit, a couple this morning and last night I kind of did a little digging on the internet to get more information about the play and the book of the story of Sweeney Todd and stuff. Fun fact, I just realized Tim Burton didn't want to direct a musical, but yeah, he did. So that was kind of funny.
Really? Did he explain why?
I think I forgot.
No,
But
no worries. That's just, I didn't know he did the musical. We can just kick it off right up the beginning with chapter one. It basically starts off with Sweeney killing someone, but it's kind of one of those everyone's trying to figure out if it is Sweeney or if it's like an imposter.
so I'm gonna try for anyone who doesn't know the Sweeney Todd story and stuff, and try to make those plot lines short and stuff.
Yeah.
Sweeney Todd is a character in London. He returns back from London for being in prison and stuff for like 15 years or 12 years, I can't remember and stuff. Wrongly accused, allegedly and stuff. And he returns back to London to for obviously revenge and stuff over the was it the mayor?
Yeah, off over the judge, Dr. Thorne.
Judge, yes, Dr. Maxwell Thorne and stuff. And obviously, because he's the one who put him, Sweeney Todd, into jail for 12, 15 years and stuff.
Hmm.
So he goes around, slashing in everyone's throats. And he has an accomplishment, Mrs. Lovett, who makes the meat pies and stuff, who helps Sweeney Todd and stuff. And Sweeney Todd's trying to get revenge and stuff and everything else. And then he finally goes one-on-one with the judge, too. And then so forth.
But to say the whole book itself, I feel if you've seen Sweeney Todd, it's basically that, but as you said, there are changes in it. Changes that I can't lie, when I was reading, I was fully expecting like certain outcomes like we had seen in the movie, and then when Andy switched it, I was like,
Yeah. I will admit there were two chapters. I forgot what chapters. I really enjoyed reading in this book. Andy, I think you did a phenomenal job. I felt like I was in that environment while reading these two chapters. Like you had me on the edge, Andy. So good job on that.
his writing skills are off the charts. When you're reading, he goes into such grotesque detail of the killings. I was like, wow, it's almost like you're watching like a gory horror movie, except you're reading it. And I
Basic.
was just amazed at the amount of detail that he put into the book, but I should not be surprised by that.
No, so the book starts off as Nicole said, as Sweeney Todd is going around. He kills a bailiff because again, he has this list, I guess, in his head of people who was in charge and helped his Maxwell Thorne, putting him in prison and stuff. So he has this list. So he's going down the list kind of one by one. So he first kills a bailiff, unfortunately, in the streets and stuff. And London is calling Sweeney Todd the bleeder and stuff, the bleeder killer, basically.
I know, but I love that too so much.
Somehow, Andy, I don't know how, but you did it. You made this book, Sweeney Todd, and Sweeney Todd, the character herself, and like Lucy and stuff. Somehow, I was like, did he do this on purpose? I felt like he did this subconsciously. Gotham Batman is like,
Thank you.
okay,
So
well, I'm not the only one. Okay.
I'm really glad you brought this up because I just have to point out. See, I want to point it out, but I don't want to jump ahead. I will say the book gives Gotham City vibes and 100% Crow vibes. I want to point out real quick. I won't say it just yet. We'll get there. He uses a Crow quote, and I'm so excited to
Oh,
talk about it.
really? Okay.
Yes, he put in a Crow quote.
No, but it's interesting just because like I know so many little details from the original Sweeney Todd story because like for those of us who do not know, I don't know if you know this, Nicole, Sweeney Todd's name originally wasn't Sweeney Todd, it was Benjamin Barker.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, so his name was Benjamin Barkner originally, then he returned as Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
Going back on the track, we see Sweeney Todd murder someone. So London's and friends and stuff because there's a killer on the loose, and the inspector, I forgot his name already. There's an inspector, a detective who's trying to capture and figure out who are these killing murders. There's a detective looking for that, and obviously, Max Wood, the judge, is notified and stuff about this bleeder. So and there's that, and then obviously throughout the story, we see Sweeney going through London. Obviously, he meets up with his accomplice, Mrs. Lovett, and stuff, in this
Hmm.
pastry kind of store and stuff. And which is really interesting because Mrs. Lovett has kind of other acquaintances to help him out. And there was a girl, Amelia.
Amelia.
Amelia, thank you. Who it was helping Mrs. Lovett, and also Sweeney asked for Amelia to get helped for information about the judge and stuff.
Yeah, and I think doesn't Amelia or Sweeney is tipped off by Amelia at the docks
Mhm.
for to look for a specific crate.
Yes.
Have this written down. Where what is it? Where the oh, never mind. He just murders three people to get to that crate. There's a lot of killings in
Yeah,
this
so if you
book.
want murder in a good murder book, you get like three kills
This
in the
is
first
it.
start of this book. So again, the whole premises of Andy's take on this is obviously the character Sweeney Todd. He returns to London. He, in a way, fear is spreading about this bleeder killer and stuff and everything. And like Sweeney is talking to Mrs. Lovett and her acquaintances and stuff, and Amelia to find information that he needs,
Mhm.
evidence to put the judge away and stuff. Because again, Sweeney Todd was again put into imprisonment for 15 years. It was either 15 or 12. I can't remember. I'm getting Sirius Black and Sweeney Todd's years mixed up.
You're
Okay,
like
so
everything's blending
I
together.
know. So he was in prison, and allegedly he was mistrialed and misjudged to go into this imprisonment stuff. So he's going on for revenge.
Yeah.
And obviously Mrs. Love is helping her acquaintances. The one chapter I was really like dived in and stuff and like felt like the environment was, I forgot what chapter was it, was the chapter of the judges hosting the masquerade ball.
Yeah, which I believe that was I want to say it was chapter 6. That was one of the longest chapters we had too. I think chapter 6 and 7 were the
But
longest.
that was just like a very like Andy, again with your words, you were very explicit and just like very
Yeah.
you explained very well in great detail, specifying like where we were at, what was everyone wearing. You described what Sweeney was wearing to the masquerade ball and stuff. You described everything really well for I can picture myself in that ballroom, I should say.
Yeah, it was such an intense chapter too, because that's also where Sweeney and Lucy get to finally like reconnect for the first time in a long time since his imprisonment.
And
Because
like
Thorne basically just framed him for
yeah,
everything.
and Thorne, unfortunately, has captured Lucy and imprisonment her in this like awful marriage type deal.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, like Lucy's hearing about this bleeder killer, and like you said, it's like, is this a good person or a bad? Was he wrongly accused? Wrongly accused. That's what I was looking for. And
There
stuff
we go.
and everything. And Lucy's like looking how the judge is controlling London and right now, and like how people are kind of fearing like how the judge has all these like mobs and like his cluster of people like going into and like all these stuff, so politics.
And I think in chapters leading up to that moment too, Lucy is even questioning. There's one chapter in specific where she questions Thorne, and I thought that was a pretty intimidating chapter because you can just feel like the controlling and
Oh,
the
the
power
intensity.
that he wields over her. She's basically questioning Thorne, and he does not like that. He basically shuts her down.
Shuts her down, gaslights her, tell her like, it's not your problem, don't worry about that, I need you to focus on this and stuff. So during the
Yeah.
ball, obviously Sweeney's there and stuff. I think there for one to map out and figure out people, but then obviously Lucy is there, they rekindle and stuff, and they do a lot of dancing. It's like memories, flashbacks come back for them, and like Lucy still doesn't know who this guy is right
Mhm.
in front of her because he's wearing a mask and stuff and gives her a false name and stuff. But like
Yep.
when obviously they touch and dance and stuff, old feelings, it's like deja vu kind of reappears for her. It's like, and I don't know if she said it in the book or not. It's like, do I know you? You look and feel so familiar. So
Yeah. And It's in that same chapter too in the ballroom when they're talking because previously Lucy, even though Thorne's a terrible person, she's like whenever someone like dares to talk bad about him, she always will like, put in, oh, you don't actually know him,
Yeah.
or those are just rumors or lies. But then there was a specific quote that I really loved that Sweeney had said to her about Mr. Thorne. He said, Mr. Thorne is someone who should pray he gets to heaven before the devil knows he's dead. Oh, I loved that. I was like, oh, we are taking a photo of that. Click.
No, it was really good. And which is bizarre because like I'm reading this chapter of the ballroom and stuff, and obviously Sweeney's there, Lucy, and everyone there that Sweeney wants to get revenge on is basically in the same room. And it's just interesting just to see that concept and that I know it's a ballroom. I'm sure in the masquerade, the judge is very very occupied with guests and stuff. So there's a moment where obviously Lucy and Sweeney are with together. I'm like in my head, I'm like, Thorne, do you not see your woman dancing with another male and
Thank
stuff?
you. When I was reading it, I halfway through, I legitimately thought, oh crap, like Thorne is gonna see Lucy dancing with
I
Sweeney
know.
and
I
it's
was
gonna
like
go down.
waiting for the next
Yeah.
sentences, like Thorn, all of a sudden, and stuff. But nope, nothing happened. Although one thing did happen within that chapter.
Mhm.
So there was another person impersonating the bleeder who crashed the ballroom masquerade ball.
An
An
imposter
imposter.
came to attack Sweeney. It was basically almost like a what was it? Thorne had like planned it. It was to basically, okay, if they can bring this imposter here and have him attack Sweeney,
Hmm.
it would obviously Sweeney would show himself to everyone who he is, but he was actually quite smart with how he handled himself. He did take care of the imposter, but he didn't like kill him like
Yeah.
how Sweeney would normally kill.
No, and so that was interesting. So like the imposter was arrested and stuff. So all of London thought the bleeder killer was captured and stuff. So everyone can go at ease and stuff. Wrong.
Yes, and I think it's in the same chapter after this whole imposter thing happens, we find out because what was it was it Miss Lavette or Amelia that grabbed the documents
Hmm.
of Sweeney's imprisonment because Sweeney was supposed to be sent to be executed, but the his prison neighbor
Yes,
died, so he swapped identities, and that's why
identity.
this whole time they thought Sweeney was dead.
And that's why the whole town is like, it's a ghost, it's a ghost, it's a ghost killer and stuff, like Jack the
Hmm.
Reaper. So picking up from the ballroom, the imposter was arrested and stuff. Sweeney's free and stuff. Goes back to Mrs. Lovett and everyone else to try to figure out another game plan because apparently wasn't that supposed to be a game plan A was to go to the ballroom and stuff to almost like revenge the people in the same room, basically.
Yeah, because I think they had Amelia and Miss Lavette had set everything up, and I think it was to target Thorne, but Sweeney ended up saying nah, and it's
Yeah.
because of that reconnection of him
Lucy.
and Lucy. I think it'd be in the next chapter. Ends up getting ambushed. He gets ambushed by like three people, but he's able to, of course, muck duck all of them until a guy in a big overcoat comes with a freaking gun. You have a gun versus a razor here.
Razor. Although, wasn't it before that whole ambush, Lucy did stop by Mrs. Lovett's shop and stuff to ask
Thank you.
questions about Sweeney?
Yes. Yeah, because it was after that reconnection that she just knew, okay, something is different.
Something
'Cause
is up.
she,
Something doesn't seem right. This guy is not telling me something. Like, I know something about this guy. So she actually
yes.
stops by Mrs. Lovett's place to get information. So,
And Miss Lovett unfortunately doesn't give her all the information that she's inquiring just because it's too dangerous
it's
for her
kind of
to.
like read between the lines, but I can't really
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah, it seems like every place is bugged. Like Miss Lovett's place obviously isn't bugged, but you just can't trust the people inside
Well,
either. Because when she
exactly.
mentioned Thorne, everyone like just stopped to watch or just stopped doing their thing.
Well, and even when it tells you there, like that people, like there's a group of men playing cards that completely stop and everything goes down. That's how much control Thorne has. So
Hmm.
everyone's
He's
scared.
almost like it's like he's the mafia, like the
That's what
mob leader or something. But then after that, Sweeney gets ambushed by
there
three
you go.
people, one of the fourth people being a guy with a gun
Yeah, Razor
versus a
equals
razor.
gun.
Ah!
Ah, like who's gonna win? It's like bringing a what's a gun to a sword fight. Is that what the saying goes?
I mean, a gun is fat, a gun is quick, but is Sweeney quicker?
I know. So unfortunately, Sweeney does get injured pretty decently and stuff. But guess who comes to the rescue?
Dun, da, da, da,
Lucy.
Lucy. And then she drags Sweeney through these tunnels
Hmm.
that she, I guess, well, technically didn't Thorne create the whole layout map of the tunnel, but he doesn't remember it. And Lucy has found certain sections in the tunnel that she has turned into her own. It's like a safe haven.
Safe haven, and it's a maze and stuff. So she heals up Sweeney and stuff, and they kind of reconnect there. And I guess flat out, he just like, yeah, I'm Sweeney or
Yeah, she
Benjamin
also
Barker.
she tends to his wounds as well. Takes care of him. Ugh, it was like one of those scenes where I expected like romance and it didn't happen yet, and I was
I
like,
know. Wait, okay, so I know this might be off topic a little bit, but as I was reading this amazing Sweeney Todd story or the Bleeder's book, for some odd reason, I don't know why, just how well Andy describes the words and explaining everything of the environment, the characters, everything about it. For some odd reason, like I was able to visual, but I was also, have you seen the new Frankenstein movie by Guillermo del Toro?
yes, I love it. I love it. But yes.
But I just got some feelings of like, I forgot the girl's name already from Frankenstein. Frankenstein and whatever her name was with the leaf and everything. That
Hmm.
brought me of like, maybe that's the scene with Lucy and Sweeney when Lucy was taking care of Sweeney's wound.
Yeah, that's actually a really cute. I didn't even think of it that way, but now I am, and I like that.
So I don't know, I got those vibes and stuff, but a couple times that time passed, they were able to go back to Mrs. Lovett's pie shop and stuff, but
Hmm.
unfortunately, well, Mrs. Lovett's like, you got to figure something out, guys. You can't be on hideout here forever.
Hold up, back it up, because this is where the crow quote comes in too. Um, there at one point is a specific crow quote that Andy used, and I'm not gonna because I didn't write everything down, I'm not gonna remember to a T, but it's basically one of the guys is going to shoot Sweeney. They're going to kill him. And I think they say, don't move or you're dead. And he says, well, I say I'm dead and
Yes.
I move. That is the crow. The crow said that in the movie when the cop told him not to move or you're a dead man. And he goes, I was like, Andy, I know what you're doing.
Coincidence?
I just I can't lie. I had a freak out moment when reading because I was so excited because I thought that is just it was epic. It was awesome.
Look at
But
that.
yes,
That's pretty
yes.
cool.
But yes, they go into Miss Lavette's and Amelia betrays them,
Yeah, that
unfortunately.
wasn't happy. Yeah. Amelia betrays them, and so Thorn guys know where they are, so they barge in and stuff, and they're trying to escape and everything. Mrs. Lovett is like grabbing stuff and trying to do them, but I was really impressed with Mrs. Lovett's character in this one because in the Broadway show and music, Mrs. Lovett's actually a villain. In this version, she was a good person and literally created distraction and demanded Lucy and Sweeney to run and she'll hold them off.
And that's what I was not expecting
Same.
because obviously in the movie Miss Lavette is in love with Sweeney Todd and she wants so right? Am I wrong on that?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. Wait, I'm wrong? Oh, I'm correct. Okay. Yeah, in the movie, she wants Sweeney and she doesn't want him and Lucy to reconnect. So that's kind of what I was expecting to happen in this book. And when it did when it did like a 180, I was like,
I know.
holy
I was
crap,
just
Miss
like, oh,
Lavette's good?
Lovett, Mrs. Lovett. Wait, say her name again?
Miss Lavette?
I thought it was Lovett. Because I,
It's probably just how I pronounce things.
okay.
To be honest, Lavette, love it,
Love it. I'd say
love it.
Auburn. Anyway, so unfortunately, she gets captured by Thorne's guys, and Sweeney and Lucy were able to escape and back, I believe, back into the tunnels, correct?
Back into the tunnels, yeah, because no one has them memorized except for Lucy. I feel bad for Miss Lovett though because sorry, now you got me like I'm like love it.
I only reason
They
why I say
basically like
love it
chained her and starved her and like beat her. I felt
yeah. Well,
terrible.
like, okay, so Lucy and Sweeney go through the tunnels. The guys are still after them because they do catch up, so there was a little bit of battle and stuff to lose them. And like, Lucy and Sweeney got a couple dead ends that they have to retrack and go through the tunnels again. And then eventually they can hear the people the men right behind them. And like there was kicking, shoving, trying to escape and stuff. Luckily, they escaped. So.
They do. They escape and they come up with a plan that actually saves Miss Lovett.
Yeah, so they go in and save her and stuff, which is kind of funny because like once they go into like whatever's holding cells, it's like took you long enough, guys.
Took you long enough. I know. Did you bring any food?
I
I'm
know.
hungry. Like as half joke, half
It
joking.
was kind of funny. So they free Mrs. Lovett and then they go and regroup and trying to figure out how to get to Thorn. So if I remember correctly, they regroup and they actually go to Thorn's house because
That's right.
Lucy lives there, so she knows all the.
Nope, you're right. I think they went there to pretty much confront him about everything. That they know everything. They're going to basically let the whole city town know, and he does
Mm-hmm.
not like that,
Mm-mm.
obviously.
Mm-mm.
And
Like,
that's when he goes and attacks Sweeney,
yeah, so there's a couple of things before the final boss battle.
the final boss.
So like they are kind of scalping out the place. Lucy and stuff are going in. The inspector is also in with the judge too and stuff. And like they're trying to figure out what's the best way to approach Thorn and stuff. Thorn and the inspector are talking. The inspector is having South dots is like second guessing everything that Thorn has told him and stuff.
Hmm.
And there is a moment before they split ways that I broke my heart. Lucy and Sweetie shared a quick kiss, and then they split their ways.
I know. A quick little peck, and then off they go.
And then we get to the epic scene
The
of
boss fight.
Thorn versus Sweeney.
Which once again gives me Crow vibes because no, for real though, for
Okay,
real.
go.
Because in the Crow movie, Eric and the villain who I can't remember his name. I know I say it's my favorite movie, can't remember, blah blah blah. Anyway, Eric, which would be the Crow, and then the villain, they have their big final boss fight on the roof of the building in the
Mhm.
rain.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what happens in this Bleeders book is Sweeney and Judge Thorne are on the roof fighting it out, one with a razor, one with was a dagger or something, a
Dagger or
knife,
something. Yeah, some
and
kind
it is pouring rain. And all I can think is the Crow. I'm waiting for Sweeney to just put his hands over Judge Thorne's head and to give him all the flashback visions of pain that he's endured killing him that way, but that's not what happens.
there's a lot of back and forth. It's a very intense chapter in the book. Like, and once again, I know I said this multiple times. Andy does a really good description of the battle or the face off
He
between
does.
those two characters. And so, like, I was literally on the edge of reading it. Like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? Because like, Thorne did this move. Now Sweeney's doing this move. Now they're on top of the roof, and everything else. It's rain. Of course, it's raining. So,
I know, and that's the part that like was getting me is because it was raining and they would mention like, oh, and their foot slips and you're like,
yeah.
and then like, but they catch and you're like, okay, and then you're like, but they get stabbed. Like it's one of those where you read and then you gasp and then you read again and you're like, oh, thank God. Like you keep getting gasped, relieved.
And then I don't recall, but they get to a point where they're kind of like
They're both definitely injured.
they're injured, they're kind of out of breath and stuff.
Yeah. Because Sweeney's wound
Yeah.
from his hip where he got shot is reopened back up, but he's also been slicing Judge Thorne, like I think what it was his arms, his
Arms
wrist,
and
his
stuff. So
chest.
they're both pretty injured, pretty
They're
decently.
both pretty f***ed up. And
I
the
like this quote. Sorry, I just found this quote. As they were doing their face off, Thorne said, "The bleeder is losing his touch."
he takes a gigantic swing, which does slice Sweeney in the chest. Not deep though. That's when he pushes him against
Mhm.
the wall. This is where he raises his arm and he's going to stab Sweeney right in the heart. And Lucy busts through the
Rooftop
rooftop
door.
doors, screaming no. In my head, I'm like, maybe she'll push him off the roof.
No,
But
she sacrificed
instead,
herself to save Sweeney.
yep, she sacrifices herself.
Please
She
not,
gets
Andy.
stabbed.
You're gonna have Lucy survive. No, you didn't. Damn, Andy. I know, but still, damn.
Well, and then you start to think, okay, if we're going based off the movie, Sweeney kills himself, but Sweeney does not.
No, and this is so unfortunately, sadly to say, Sweeney does lose Lucy because Lucy sacrifices herself to save Sweeney instead of like it says here, like Sweeney cradles Lucy's body. Her blood is warmer than the rain.
And instead of killing Judge Thorne in revenge, the best revenge he could give was Thorne rotting in prison for the rest of his life because everything is leaked. The whole freaking city knows about Judge Thorne and who he really is, and that is the worst torture of all for him.
Death, I've been there, Sweeney said, reminding the judge of how he tried to erase him. It would be a mercy to you. You must face justice in your corrupted courts. Thorne collapses to his knees. No, Todd, no. Finish it like the monster you are. Sweeney leaves them crawling for the hatch. She turns back to Lucy, lifts her head into his arms. Her eyes still open, but they don't see anymore. Cops and the real ones, those few men the inspector thrust through just a little, sworn of the roof. The wounded but alive Grayson lets them know the evidence stack is damning. So Thorne is pretty much done.
Thorne's, it's done. It's over.
It's over.
They give an epilogue at the end of the book, just kind of letting you know like where Sweeney and everyone is at the end. And Sweeney does open up a barber shop, but it's
I
Lucy's barber
know.
shop, or isn't it Lucy's barber shop?
Yeah, it's hang on, it's on the epilogue.
Yeah, what
It
is
is
it here?
called Lucy's Parlor. Sorry.
Lucy's parlor. There you go.
So yeah, and it also describes how Sweeney makes her grave somewhere outside of the city and stuff, like kind of in the country still. So yeah,
In like a rest peaceful area
peaceful
for
area
her.
for her and stuff.
It just it blew me out of the waters. It was so well done. And what I really loved about the book is that it left, since we have seen the movie and since you have also seen the Broadway plays, it's one of those things where it was keeping me on edge because I was like, okay, is it going to be just like the movie? But then he just completely he plays trickery. He tricks you, and it's not like the movie at all. It's Andy's way. It's Andy's mind, and that's what's so creative about the book.
Well, it's
Is
like
he
that.
took an idea but he made it his own.
This is the concept. It's like, is Sweeney Todd a villain or not? Is he just like, it's that question, is he a villain or not? Some people agree he is because he slits people's throats, makes Mrs. Lovett makes them into meat pies. Other people say he's not because he's going in for revenge because he was wrongly accused. So
Yeah, I mean, in my personal opinion, I don't think Sweeney's a villain if he's just getting justice for
it's
all the
like
wrongdoings
that
that were done to him.
kind of like gray area, especially during that time. It was really good. And obviously in the epilogue, the inspector goes visit Sweeney often and tells him the town's news and stuff to keep him updated and everything. So it does have like a good ending, but it's also sad because, Sweeney does get to justice from Thorne and stuff, but also loses Lucy, unfortunately.
Andy, why couldn't you make it where Lucy and Sweeney live happily ever after? Like, why do we need the
Because
sadness?
this is Andy. Andy fell in love with the Broadway show and stuff, and he knows how it should end and how the original story of Sweeney Todd is.
It really ends, the real story ends in tragedy. Absolute
Oh,
tragedy.
tragedy. I mean, Lucy's gone and stuff. It was Sweeney who actually kills his own wife in the original story. So
I know, that's even worse. This ending's better. Like,
better,
it's
but
less
it's
sad.
still not like a full ending what we
Yeah.
like for Sweeney Todd. But it still has the same captures of like the razor. Obviously, he uses the razors
Hmm.
a lot to murder people in London and stuff in the streets and everything.
Terrible tale of Sweeney Todd. His face was pale and his eye was odd, right? Isn't that
Yep.
what it is?
Yep. It's a good story. It was a little longer. This book was a little longer
Yes.
than the first Vampire, but really good take on what he did with Sweeney Todd. I was actually very curious. Like I said, I was curious. I loved it. It's like, okay, you follow the same original story points of the original story of Sweeney Todd, but you changed it a little. I think he actually did pretty good ending Sweeney Todd as just
I
like
do too. Like, I was, as I said before, I was expecting it to be just like the movie. And the fact that he completely twisted it and made it his own, I'm really satisfied with how this Bleeders book ended. It wasn't the idea ending I had in my head, but it was great.
I liked it. I kind of knew that we were gonna lose characters and stuff and everything just because I know the story as it is. And so it was very well done. I love. Okay, this is completely a side note. Okay, wasn't there a different cover before this one?
Okay,
I could have
thank
swear
you
there
for
was.
bringing that up because
Wasn't
I
it called
thought
a
I
different
saw,
name too? Or was it Bleeders?
or I don't know, are we living in some Mandela
Hang
effect
on. You know
moment
what?
right
No,
now?
no. I save these. Give me 1 second.
No, thank you, because I think you are correct because I don't remember this cover or the name. I thought it was
They
something else
changed the
too.
cover. Hang on. I have
Maybe it was always Bleeders.
the book was called Bleeders, just a different cover art. The cover, the original cover art, which we'll insert the photo here, was like a little boy with like dark shadow people around him with
That's what it was.
red green
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
I was
So
gonna say, the title itself sounded right, but yeah, the cover, they definitely changed.
they changed. Although I'm not hating it because this is the same poster from the
It,
Bleeders
it
store.
is, and I want to ask you too, because I don't know if when you were reading the book, just because Blackfoot Brides did this whole Bleeders era and Sweeney Todd inspired, and Andy gave himself the whole Sweeney Todd makeover. When you were reading this, In your head, when you pictured Sweeney, was it just Andy? Because it
It
was
was
just
a mixture
Andy for
between
me.
Andy and Johnny Depp.
For me, I just kept looking up at the poster and I'm like, okay, yep, this is Andy. In my head, I played it. Andy's doing everything.
I mean, hey, if they ever want to do a reboot of Sweeney Todd, hit up Andy. I was curious though. One thing before I read this book is because obviously Black Veil Brides have a music video called Bleeders, and within the Bleeders music video, they kind of show a little story of what's happening. So I thought that was going to be the book a little bit, but it wasn't.
I kind of was getting that same vibes, but I'm kind of glad that it didn't go based off that. I think I would have really appreciated if it did,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not hating that it didn't.
Yeah. Definitely a good read, guys. If you haven't ordered it or read it, please do. We'll put the link in the description. Obviously, this is his second book in installment. We're waiting for his last two books here, which we'll probably get next year. So
I know they were supposed to be released throughout the seasons, but I'm just assuming it production probably
it
isn't
happens,
like
and
as
plus, and we'll
quick.
get another notification like, oh, third
Yeah.
book, autograph and everything. So
I bet you the third book will probably getting sent out in sometime in December or January.
there are so many things for the army to look forward to next year because not only is the new album, new music videos, new singles, hopefully tour dates and stuff will be announced, and then the drop of
Oh,
the album. Like, I want to know the name of the album, Black Veil Brides, because you have not
yeah.
given anything of that besides
I
Hello.
feel like it's been in our face the whole
Oh, it
time.
has been. It probably was, and we have no idea what it is because Andy's like that.
It's gotta be something with revenge. It's like
Revengeful, revenge, I don't know.
vengeful, revenge. Let's Google more big words.
And it's gonna be an epic year. I'm like we said last episode, we're done with this year.
2026 is the year for Black Veil Brides.
All right, BB Army. Today's fan shout actually goes to the creator on social media. I happened to come across his video on TikTok. He also has an Instagram too. His username is Whysubtoxic. He looks like a very nice gentleman. Looks like he's a young artist too, trying to get his music out there. He makes a lot of videos and stuff about him and his quirks. And but the video I came across was him talking about Black Veil Brides and how epic they are and stuff, and stuff. And he mentioned a point where he said that he used to go to the same school as Jake, I think. So that was
Yeah.
interesting. So raves about Black Veil Brides and how much he inspires them, how much they inspired him and stuff and everything else. So, and he just loves them and stuff. So definitely go check him out on his social media accounts and stuff. He seems pretty a legit cool guy and stuff. So yeah.
One thing I would just like to point out with you, sir, is I absolutely love the fact that you made the video that you did because there are so many people out there who dislike Black Veil Brides that say it's only a girl band. So thank you for being willing to film how awesome Black Veil Brides is, and you're just making it possible for more and more people to become fans that feel like they can't. So,
Amen to that, sir. So fan shout out goes to you. Please go follow his social media links. He seems like a really cool guy. So
all right, BVB Army, thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode. We greatly appreciate it. If you have not read Andy's books, any of them, well, there's only two that are out right now, but if you have not read Bleeders or The First Vampire, please go to rarebird.com and place yourself in order. Because if you love Andy and you love Black Veil Brides and reading books, these books are for you. Go ahead and give us a follow on all our social platforms. We are on X/Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. We will see you in 2026.
all right, guys.
We'll see you. Bye.